Hi guys, Ray from Whimsical Pictures here. Just a quick tag video today. This is the Reading Habits tag, which was created by The Reading Jazz. I was tagged in this tag by the Manga Hoarder, so thank you for tagging me. And we'll just get right into it. This tag has 12 questions. So the first one is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? At the moment, like back at home, yeah, I did, but here it's like I'm still trying to find that perfect place. And so a lot of the time I actually end up reading like not at my apartment, but elsewhere, which I guess this was also true at home too. I love reading in like cafes. I love finding that one cafe that just has that perfect spot in the back corner. And for me here, that is Pamplemousse, which I have included in a vlog video before. And also, like, the Dotor, which is right down the street, has a really nice little spot in the back corner that I like. So that's where I do a lot of reading. But here in my apartment, I haven't found that perfect place yet. I'm thinking it's gonna end up being this beanbag chair that I have. Maybe I need to just kind of find a nice lamp to put with it. I don't know, some fairy lights. I'm very much a mood reader, so it has to be like the perfect little reading nest for me. It's quite a hassle, honestly. I don't get nearly as much reading done as I should because I'm just so anal about how I read. But there you go. I do need some fairy lights. Need to put that on my list. Number 2. Bookmark or just random pieces of paper? Oh no. Oh no, you're making me reveal my deepest, darkest secret to the world. Manga I don't typically use either because I typically just read the book in a single setting, or I stop in between volumes if it's an omnibus volume, so it's easy for me to find my place. It's very rare that I just like stop reading a manga volume in the middle. And I will use usually just like a scrap of paper I find lying around because I am very anal about how I keep my manga. My books, though, you're all gonna hate me. I dog ear my books. I know, it's a travesty, but that's what I do. That's what I've always done. It's just more convenient for me that way, and then I can dog ear multiple pages without having to worry about losing a bunch of bookmarks everywhere. So yeah, hate me if you want, I guess. I probably deserve it. Number 3, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter or after a certain number of pages? I have to stop at the end of a chapter. This shouldn't be surprising, I already told you. I'm just like really anal about how I read, but it bothers me for like the rest of the afternoon if I stop like in the middle of a chapter. So typically I have to finish the chapter. If I really need to put the book down, I'll just finish the paragraph, or if there's a line break on the page, I'll finish there, but I have to finish the chapter later that day. Number 4, do you eat or drink while reading? Well, I already said I like to read in cafes, so yes, I love having something to drink. If it's like earlier in the day, it's like coffee or like a green tea, and then if it's later in the day, it'll be like an herbal tea or like just a glass of wine. Because I am everyone's eccentric wine aunt. But yeah, it's all about the ambiance, you know. Then number 5, multitasking. Music or TV while reading? Music with lyrics is distracting, and TV, no. No. It bothers me to no end, and it'll just annoy me and make me not able to read, so. But music, though, there is actually, I like putting on some, like, ambient, like, nice background music. One of my favorite things to put on while reading, actually, is the Mushishi soundtrack. I find that that is so conducive. While studying, too, it just, like, gets me in this, like, headspace of being just quiet and contemplative and, you know, really, like, getting into what I'm reading, getting into the zone. So I love that. I recommend looking up the Mushishi soundtrack the next time you're studying or reading. Number 6, one book at a time or several at once. Manga, I will read like a bunch at a time. But, like, obviously I'm constantly reading, you know, all kinds of series because volumes come out, you know, one at a time. So that's just sort of the nature of the thing. But novels, I try to keep it to 1 or 2. Usually I have like 1 prose book and an audiobook. Right now I actually have a couple audiobooks, but I should get back to those. And right now I've had no time to read. And when I do read, it's been manga, so, but I'm still reading this, like, halfway through. And then the other one I'm reading is my long-term project, which is this novel in Japanese. So that'll be sort of going on in the background with whatever else I'm reading. Number 7, reading at home or everywhere. Everywhere! Especially like I mentioned, like cafes or whatever, I love going out and making like a thing of reading. Like, you know, I'm gonna read this morning, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out and read. So that's something I really enjoy. And like I said, I haven't found the perfect spot here in my apartment, so yeah. Number 8, reading out loud or silently in your head. You people are learning too much about me today. Yeah, so sometimes I like to read out loud. If I'm feeling particularly distracted, or if it's just a book, like a YA type of book or something that I feel lends it to it, I always have to, like, give every character their own voice and, like, make a little private production out of it. I find that to be really fun and really engaging, and it'll really get me back into the story if I'm sort of having trouble focusing, which happens sometimes. But, yeah, so that's too much information about me. But, yeah. Number 9, do you read ahead or even skip pages? This is something I started doing, like, years and years ago when I was a little kid. I don't remember why. But the first thing I'll do when I open a new book, this is so weird, I will read the very last sentence in the book, and then reading the rest of the book kind of becomes like a project in figuring out how everything got to that sentence. So usually that sentence won't make any sense out of context. So I don't know why I do this. It feels right to me now. I've done it so long. But yeah. I don't do that with manga because that would be weird. It only takes like 20 minutes to read a volume of manga. Number 10, breaking the spine or keeping it like new. Oh my gosh, broken spines bother me so much. I hate that creasing on the spine so much. I don't know why, that's the one thing in a book's appearance that I cannot stand. So that's honestly a lot of the reason why I prefer purchasing hardback books, is because if the spine breaks, you can't really see it. So, yeah. I hate broken spines, and I'll do everything in my power to make sure my books' spines don't break. Number 11, do you write in your books? All the time. Not my manga, like I said, I'm very anal about those because I consider myself a collector of manga, but like, Demion here. I underline a lot, you know, if there's a line that's particularly beautiful or meaningful. I'll write notes in it, you know. I'll bracket certain things. Yeah, I'll like have conversations with the characters. Why? Why do you think that, Sinclair? Why do you think that? But, yeah, I love writing in my books, and I love then, like, going back later and seeing what I wrote and, like, you know, how I felt about the book as I was reading it. Yeah, it helps me process what I'm reading. Especially something, like, with a more complex writing style and sort of themes that it's dealing with. It's just really nice to sort of work through my thought process, you know, in pencil and pen and ink on the paper as I'm reading it. I don't know. And then for this one, it's a little different because I just started it, so. But I am writing in my own furigana as I go. So I'll look up words that I don't know the pronunciation of and then write in the pronunciation so that I can read through it again and it'll be a smoother process. But yeah, that's just kind of a unique case because this is the first, like, honest-to-God novel I'm reading in Japanese, and it's quite a process. So yeah, that's the tag. The last question is, who do I tag? I'm going to tag Jade Wave, Bace Jeleren, Bizzare Individual, and DynamicDylan. If any of you happen to watch this and happen to want to do it, you are tagged. So please, I would love to see your answers to these questions. And thank you once again to Laura for tagging me in this tag. It's quite fun to hear about other people's, like, little reading quirks. So I really enjoyed doing this, and I enjoyed watching her video. And I will enjoy watching anyone else's who does it. Of course, if I haven't tagged you, feel free to make your own video. Just let me know so I can watch it. Because these are fun. And yeah, see you next time, and until then, happy reading.